Wow, there's no way this hat looks good on me anymore. It's just gotten that old. Hi, butt crack of dawn here. Actually, it's about 6:45, but would you believe the sun just came up? It's kind of strange, but it looks like autumn has finally arrived in Southern California. It's kind of beautiful. And hello, I'm Ken. Out on my first hike of this season. I tend to think of hiking season as any time between September and June, because July and August suck out here. So it is, what, like September 28th, I think, 2019. And as I mentioned, 6:45 in the morning. I'm so tired, I forgot my gloves. But it's okay, I don't think we have to worry about the sun scorching my hands. I mean, look at it out here. It's it's so nice to be back out on the trail. Any trail. Let's see. So, this morning I have headphones in. I don't know if you can see them. I normally don't hike with headphones, but I'm here at Blackstar Canyon Road. Blackstar Canyon, Orange County, California. And this is, as you can see behind me, literally a road that somebody built out here into the canyon many, many moons ago. And there's still some people who live out here. There's some private property out here. But mostly, it's a road for off-road cyclists and hikers and people who get very lost. So this is that signage that you just saw. And just to give a little bit of clarification, Beek's place, 7.3 miles away, is way up in the hills, and I still haven't been able to reach it because once you start going in the hills, you are on exposed hillside the whole time. There ain't no place to go to the bathroom. Fun. And then Blackstar Falls, 3 miles away, is about where I'm headed. Except I stop about half mile or so short. So with the mile that I just went from my car, that's around 3.5 miles. Actually, I forget the math. I worked this out on a previous hike. It's the only way I know. Anyway, so we've turned off the main part of the road, and now the road has gotten slightly smaller. I mean, it's still big enough to fit a car, but it's a one-way street. Did I mention how wonderful the air smells out here? I mean, actually, it smells kind of awful, but it smells alive. It doesn't have that city car funk, you know, that one smell in the city, and it's just car exhaust. It's great to be out here and it's great to be able to breathe. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, yeah, I've walked about a mile and I'm pretty pooped. As I mentioned, I just recently started walking again. Did I mention that? So I don't expect myself to be a terrific hiker. Not yet. Not for some time to come. But that's okay, because even if you're not a great hiker, you can still get out to places like this and take a nice morning walk. And film it and finally let everyone on YouTube know that, in fact, I am still alive. So I know that this isn't the most outback country kind of hike. I mean, along the trail, we got electric fence signs. Are the fences electric? Well, there's rain on them and they don't spark, so my guess is not. But, don't spark when you hit them, I mean. But, I'll tell you the thing I really like about this hike. Hold on. That's a little bit better. I'll tell you what I really love about this hike, especially right now where there are about 8 other people on this trail. So you really get a sense of solitude. But the thing I really like about this hike is how much it reminds me of old Orange County. I think I may have mentioned this on a previous video, but it bears repeating. There used to be a road, I think it was Newport Boulevard, that went through Tustin and into Orange. It went through the Orange Hills. And when I was a kid, that was little more than just a dirt road, like the one I'm on right now. So walking down it brings back all these memories from my childhood of getting lost on Newport Boulevard through Orange Hills because it went from a street to a dirt road and my mom would get confused. Anyway, when you're as old as I am, I hate to preface a sentence with that, but when you're as old as I am, it's, I don't know, kind of reassuring, I guess. Comfortable, like old slippers. It's almost like soul food, scenery. I don't know, I feel connected to it in some way, which is why I keep returning. It's not a great hike. I certainly wouldn't say it was a great hike, but it is a pleasant one. And that despite all the signs warning you about mountain lions before you enter. We have about a 20% chance of rain today, but last night we got a little bit of water on the ground. Now, sadly, there hasn't been enough rain in Orange County in months for there to be any water at Blackstar Falls, which is why I'm not going. I'm really not very interested. I just wanted to spend some time with these trees and this trail and just take a little walk. Now, right now, I am walking through the mud on one of the 3 bridges that appears on this trail. Hold on. So, one of the 3 bridges, and my glasses are fogging up. There's so much humidity, my glasses are fogging up. But anyway, there's 3 bridges on this trail, and I thought before I came out here that it would be a perfect opportunity at each one of these bridges to talk about what I'm working on right now for those of you who know me as Ken LaSalle novelist. So, let's see. Let's talk about the Heaven series. Heaven Enough, of course, has been out for a bit, and Heaven Denied, the second book, is out, and I believe right now on Goodreads it's rated 4.75 out of 5, something like 13 reviews. That's a guess. But a good amount of reviews and a pretty good total. I'm really happy with that. I wasn't so sure how Heaven Denied would do. So that's reassuring. But here's the news part. The 3rd book in the Heaven series, Heaven for Now, will be coming out in just a couple months. The book is finished, and I'm working with a cover artist to get just the right cover. And hopefully I'll share it with you on this channel, or at the very least, somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, the river, or I should say the creek, is just below me. There's no water in it. There hasn't been any water in it for some time. Anyway, Heaven for Now coming soon. Whew. So here we are on the second bridge, and there's so much humidity that my glasses keep getting fogged up. Really strange. It's not that cold or that hot, or we didn't get that much rain, but there's plenty of humidity parked right around this this ridge, this valley, wherever the hell I am, and there may not be a whole lot of rain, but there is a whole lot of mud. So I learned I've got to walk carefully, walk lightly. So, second bridge, second book series to tell you about. I've got a lot I'm working on, and my next two projects are the next two books in the Work of Art series. The first book, An Intention of Flowers, came out about a year or so ago, maybe more. And now I've finally gotten the time to carve out 4 months out of my schedule and write two books back to back, each one taking about 8 weeks. Now, you may be wondering, as I am, how the hell you write a book in 8 weeks? I guess I'll find out. But, you know, I've done it before. I did it when I, hold on. We got a cyclist coming. A lot more cyclists right now. Morning. As the day gets later, a lot more cyclists. So, anyway, so the next 2 books in the Work of Art series, and I've already started outlining everything. So this is a very exciting time as an author to be looking at 2 more books out on the horizon, just waiting to be written. Hope to hell they're good. Anyway. You want to know what part of me is more tired than any other part of me? My arm from holding the camera. I've been filming a bit more than I normally do because this is a short hike. Now tomorrow, I'm supposed to go down to Warner Springs. I don't think I'll be filming nearly as much at Warner Springs. My glass is fogged up again. Whenever I stop moving, woo, fun camera. Whenever I stop moving, I'm leaning against this the bridge and it's very wet. Big mistake. Anyway, whenever, okay, so I forgot. Oh yeah, no, I forgot what I was saying. I'm tired. I expected my first hike of the year to be hard, but that's why I went here, because it's easier, or at least it used to be. Maybe that's part of getting old. Maybe it's just gonna take a little more time for me to get used to hiking. Cyclists. Anyway, that was the third bridge. And so let me tell you about the third series that I'm not working on right now. Maxed Edge, the Breakthrough series. So it's going to be a little bit more of a wait for the next Breakthrough novel, but because it's a long wait, I thought it might be fun to do something a little bit different. And so, at the end of 2020, I know it's a ways down the road, but at the end of 2020, the plan is to produce a Maxed Edge radio serial, which will appear on my podcast, and it will appear here as well. And then, like DC Home, I'll package that together and sell it as an audiobook. And that's how we do what we do. So right now, I'm putting together, well, a few ideas, nothing too huge. As I work on other things, I occasionally will get an idea or two that pops into my head and I'll jot it down. Have I mentioned how tired I am? But yeah, Maxed Edge radio serial. I have already contacted an actress, Brenda Kenworthy, who was the voiceover artist on Heaven Enough. Just switched hands. Whew, she's really good, and I really look forward to working with her again. So yeah, totally different. Something I kind of figure things have been building to this. I mean, I've done a lot of audiobooks, etc., etc. So why not do this now, right? So look for that in about a year, and look for lots of news about it along the way. See, now I'm just talking to pass time as I walk very slowly. Back here, there's another private property, and they will occasionally have peacocks roaming around, and they're really pretty to see. Unfortunately, maybe it's because of the moisture, maybe it's because of the cold, I don't know, maybe it's because of the hour. Maybe peacocks sleep in. I have to ask somebody at NBC about that. Anyway, I would have filmed them, but now I won't. Telling you, this is not supposed to, well, this is not that long a hike. It's not supposed to be that difficult. And I'm keeping the camera on me right now only because I know that if I turn it off, I probably won't film until I get to my stopping point. And we're climbing again. So time to turn the camera around. So, almost knocked over the camera. I have you on a tripod in a very precarious position, which is why the angle is so... Here, I'll just tilt that way. Anyway, I'm here at the Blackstar Canyon Falls entrance, and there's this tree that is laying on its side over here that used to be covered in branches and you couldn't sit on it. But over the years, other hikers, cyclists, what have you, have kind of denuded the tree until there's just this giant log sitting here, which is kind of sad. But it does make for a great place to sit. So the trail curves that way and heads up in the hills, and that's where things get a little bit more, let's say, extreme. Whee! Balancing a camera on an old semi-dead tree, it still has some life in it, is weird. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and get my water without knocking everything over. Let's see how good I am at that. Ta-da! So that's it for today's hike. This thing keeps tilting. Hi. That's it for today's hike, more or less. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy the morning and the air and the birds, which there are fewer and fewer of every day. And take some time just for myself, just to enjoy the scenery. Just so you know, I didn't want to leave out DC Home in my list of projects because DC Home will be returning next year. I've had a few people ask why it stopped, where it went, what happened. I just did an interview on a show called Writer's Block, and I was asked about DC Home, and I swear when I did it, I did not expect a single person to ask. That actually worked out, which is probably why Talking Shit, another series I had started on my podcast, ended after 3 episodes, because I could feel it. After doing DC Home, it didn't take long for me to realize, nah, this doesn't have the same what have you. Tomorrow, I'll be heading down to Warner Springs and hiking out there. And let's hope it's not as humid as it is here. It's really damn humid. But all the same, it's absolutely beautiful. There's moss on the tree branches out here. I don't know if I'm turning it exactly right. Sorry. But it's really cool to see moss growing on tree branches in autumn in Southern California. It's weird. We've had a lot of moisture out here this past year and a lot of mosquitoes. So this is me babbling at this point because I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna snack, I'm gonna hold this, say hi to my bottle of water. I'm gonna hold this tripod like it was a selfie stick, and hope you join me for my next video at Warner Springs. I don't know if I'm gonna make it after today. I'm really tired. Ken, do I make it to Warner Springs? Well, I guess now you know, but I don't. I have to wait until tomorrow to find out. So join me, won't you?
And there you have it. You've just survived another Ken LaSalle video. For more information about new releases, projects in the works, or even stuff from the archives, head on down to kenlasalle.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and all around social media, just as long as it's called Facebook or Twitter. Thanks for your support, as always. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back soon with more nonsense.
So hi, I'm back in the parking area. And by the way, if you do come down to Blackstar Canyon, make sure you come here early because parking is not easy to find. Anyway, so I'm back at my car, and I just wanted to add a little note before closing this video or this sentence because every time I go hiking, I have a thing that I do, which is I pick up one piece of trash every time I go out. And I feel like there's enough good people out there that if each one of us, when we went hiking or backpacking, just picked up one piece of trash, it would make a world of difference. So, today's piece of trash is deep dish pizza. Somebody had this big bag of potato chips and thought, someone else will pick it up. It's really very sad. So I hope you can join me in pitching in and help clean up our trails. And that's it for me.